It is past midnight. You know this. You knew it an hour ago when you told yourself you would stop after one more video. You are tired. Actually tired. The kind of tired where your eyes burn slightly and your body has been sending you signals for the last 40 minutes that it is ready to be done with today. And yet, here you are, still scrolling. Not because what you're watching is so compelling. Half the time, you're not even fully watching it. You're half watching, half processing, thumb moving on its own, mind somewhere between engaged and absent. You're not enjoying this exactly. You're not enjoying it. You're just continuing. And somewhere in the background, a part of you is asking a question you keep not answering. Why can I not just put this down? You have tried. You have told yourself to stop. You have set screen time limits that you override in 3 seconds. You have put the phone on the other side of the room and then walked across the room to get it without fully deciding to. You have had the thought, I should sleep, and then watched 40 more minutes of content that you will not remember tomorrow. This is not a willpower problem. I want to be clear about that from the start. People who cannot stop scrolling at night are not weak. They're not lazy. They're not making a simple bad choice that a more disciplined person wouldn't make. They are experiencing something specific, something psychological, something that makes complete sense once you understand what is actually happening in the brain after dark. So let us talk about what is actually happening. Your brain runs on a system of chemicals and rhythms that evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to do one very specific thing in the evening: wind down, prepare for unconsciousness. This system is called the circadian rhythm, and it is not a suggestion. It is a biological clock so old and so deep that it responds to light itself, specifically to the absence of light. When the sun goes down, your brain begins producing melatonin. Melatonin is the chemical that makes you feel drowsy, heavy, ready to stop. It's your brain's way of saying, the day is done. The threats have passed. You can let go now. For most of human history, this worked perfectly. The sun went down, the world got dark, the brain got the signal, sleep arrived. Then we invented screens, and specifically, we invented screens that sit 6 inches from our faces and emit the precise wavelength of light that tells the brain it is still daytime. Blue light, the same frequency as the midday sun. And your ancient brain, the one that took hundreds of thousands of years to learn to trust darkness as a sleep signal, cannot tell the difference between the sun and your phone. So the melatonin production slows. The wind down signal gets confused. Your brain looks at the bright rectangle in your hands and thinks, it is not time yet. Stay alert. Keep going. This is why scrolling at night feels so effortless. You are not fighting sleep. You have accidentally suppressed the signal that would have made sleep feel necessary. You are not choosing to stay awake. You have chemically tricked your brain into a state that does not know it should be tired. But here is what most explanations of this stop. Here is where they say, so put your phone away an hour before bed and use blue light filters. And that advice is not wrong, but it completely misses the deeper thing that is actually keeping you there. Because the light is only half the story. The other half is what you are running from. Think about the structure of the day. During the day, you have things to do, tasks, obligations, people who need things from you, decisions to make, problems to solve. Your mind is pointed outward, at the world, dealing with what the world brings. But at night, when the tasks are done and the obligations are finished and the house is quiet, something happens that most people spend a significant amount of energy not examining directly. You are alone with yourself. Not surrounded by people, not busy, not needed by anything external, just you and your thoughts and whatever has been accumulating underneath the surface of the busy day. And for a lot of people, that is not a comfortable place to be. There are things that live in the quiet, worries that were too inconvenient to feel during the day, questions about life direction that do not have answers yet, loneliness that the noise of daytime activity successfully covered, unresolved feelings about things that happened or did not happen, the ambient low-grade anxiety of being a person in a complicated world.
None of these things are catastrophic on their own, but they are uncomfortable. And discomfort the brain treats as something to be solved, something to be escaped. And right there in your hand is the most efficient escape mechanism ever designed in human history. The scroll is not laziness. The scroll is avoidance. Beautifully engineered, chemically supported, socially normalized avoidance. Every time you swipe to the next video, you are making a tiny choice that says, not the quiet yet, not the thoughts yet. One more thing first, just one more. And the algorithm, which we have talked about before, knows this. It knows that at night your resistance is lower, your critical thinking is slower, your emotional sensitivity is higher, and it serves you content calibrated for exactly that state. Funny videos because laughter is relief. Relatable content because recognition feels like connection. Slightly disturbing things because your nervous system, already dysregulated by the blue light and the late hour, is more sensitive to threat and novelty. You are not watching content at midnight. You are being watched by content. You are being studied in your most vulnerable daily state and served the precise mixture that will keep you there the longest. The research on this is striking. A 2022 study from the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that people who engaged in what researchers called bedtime procrastination, the technical term for staying on your phone when you should be sleeping, showed significantly higher levels of daytime stress and emotional dysregulation. Not just tired, emotionally less stable, less able to handle frustration, less patient, less present.
And here is the loop. The more stressed and emotionally dysregulated you are during the day, the harder the quiet is to tolerate at night. The harder the quiet is to tolerate, the more you scroll. The more you scroll, the worse your sleep. The worse your sleep, the more stressed and emotionally dysregulated you are the next day. You are not just losing sleep, you are making the thing you are avoiding worse by avoiding it. Now here is the part that carries some quiet irony. The people who scroll the most at night are often not people who have nothing going on internally. They are frequently people who have quite a lot going on internally. People who feel things deeply. People who think carefully. People who carry more beneath the surface than the daylight hours give them time or space to process. The scrolling is not a sign of emptiness. It is a sign of fullness, of a mind that has accumulated more than it has been given space to sit with. The phone at midnight is not entertainment, it is a pressure valve. And this is where the uncomfortable truth lives. The reason you cannot put the phone down is not really about the phone. The phone is just the nearest available exit from a feeling you have not yet learned to stay with. The feeling of the day being over, the feeling of being still, the feeling of your own mind in the quiet. Most people have never been taught that this feeling is survivable, that the thoughts that arrive in the silence are not emergencies, that lying in the dark without consuming anything is not wasted time, but is in fact exactly what the brain needs most. The brain needs time with no input, not less input, no input. Time to consolidate the day, to process what happened, to sort through what mattered and what did not. This is not metaphorical. This is what the early stages of sleep actually do. And when you delay them with an hour of scrolling, you are not just losing sleep time, you are interrupting a process your brain was ready to begin. So here is what is actually happening at midnight when you cannot put the phone down. Your melatonin is suppressed by the light. Your anxiety about the day's residue is making the quiet feel threatening. Your brain's threat detection system, tired and chemically confused, is reaching for stimulation as a form of comfort. The algorithm is feeding that reach with exactly the right content to sustain it. And somewhere in the background, the part of you that knows you should stop is losing a negotiation to the part of you that is not ready to be alone with your thoughts yet. This is not a character flaw. It is a very human response to a very modern set of conditions. But knowing this changes something, even slightly. Because the next time you were lying there at midnight, phone in hand, thumb moving, you might notice something different underneath the scrolling. Not just tiredness, not just habit, but something quieter.
something the next video is temporarily covering. And maybe, just once, instead of swiping to the next thing, you could set the phone down and let yourself feel whatever that thing is. Not fix it, not resolve it, just feel it for 30 seconds in the dark. It will probably be uncomfortable. It might even feel worse before it feels better. But it is yours. It has been waiting for you all day. And the question worth sitting with, in the quiet, before sleep finally comes, is this: what are you not ready to feel yet, and how much sleep is it costing you to keep not feeling it?